Garcelle Beauvais is entering a new chapter after her exit from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Following season 14, she's stepping back to focus on personal growth, her family, and new creative ventures. Beauvais made history when she joined the franchise in season 10 as the first Black woman to hold a diamond. Her honesty, humor, and sharp perspective quickly made her a fan favorite, as noted by outlets like Briefing on Bravo, where she stands with former pal Sutton Strack. Tensions at the reunion were clear, with Beauvais storming off the set in frustration and cursing out co-stars Kyle Richards, Erica Girardi, Dorrit Kemsley, Sutton Strack, Bazoma St. John, Kathy Hilton, and Jennifer Tilly. Despite the blow-up, there's still a glimmer of hope for reconciliation between Beauvais and Stack, one of Beauvais' closest pals and fellow co-star on the hit series. Speaking with Briefing on Bravo, Stack shared that she wants only the best for the mom of three. "I think we were all sort of in shock, but Garcelle is a very strong woman," she shared. Though the ladies aren't in the best place at the moment, Sutton remains optimistic that things will eventually work out between them. "I am hopeful, but I'm just hoping that Garcelle is good and happy and on the path that she wants to be on, which I know she is," she continued. In a further statement to Briefing on Bravo, Sutton said, "I can only imagine that she needs a clean break right now. I love her and am giving her the space she needs." She continued, "I know that she is going to move through this next chapter with grace and success." Prioritizing family life. In a statement on Instagram announcing her departure, Beauvais reflected on her time on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, calling it a wild ride filled with unforgettable moments. But now she's shifting her focus to motherhood. With her twin sons, Jax and Jade, approaching their senior year of high school, Beauvais said she wants to be there for every milestone. "Their last year of high school is next year, and I want to be a part of that," she shared in a Briefing on Bravo interview. One of her sons, Jade, has also begun pursuing modeling, a new chapter Beauvais is supporting wholeheartedly. "Jade is starting a new career, and I want to be a part of that too," she explained. Exploring new ventures. With her exit from the show, Beauvais is free to pursue professional opportunities that had taken a backseat. She revealed that she's actively developing several projects, both as an actor and producer. Briefing on Bravo, Beauvais is set to executive produce 3 new Lifetime original movies, including a title under the Terry McMillan Presents banner. Embracing arts and culture. Since her exit, Beauvais has been more present in the arts and culture scene. She's been spotted attending gallery openings and sharing her love of visual art on social media. This renewed focus is a reflection of her multifaceted personality and desire to stay connected to storytelling in all its forms. In a Briefing on Bravo, she emphasized how meaningful it's been to engage with the community and the arts in a more personal way. "I've been hanging out at a lot of art galleries and I love it," she wrote in the caption of a May 9 Instagram post. Garcelle rising. Garcelle Beauvais stood barefoot in the center of her sun-drenched living room, a half-finished vision board spread out before her on the floor. Colorful magazine cutouts, words like renewal, freedom, and legacy popped against a deep indigo poster board. Her fingers lingered over a black and white photo of her twin sons, Jax and Jade, smiling wide at their junior prom last week. The photo wasn't part of the vision board, but it grounded her. It reminded her why she had walked away. The doorbell chimed, breaking her reverie. "Coming," she called, brushing invisible lint off her vintage Rolling Stones tee before opening the door. A delivery man stood outside, holding a narrow tube. "Package for Garcelle Beauvais," he said, offering a clipboard for her signature. "Thanks," she replied with a quick smile. Inside was a limited edition art print she had impulsively ordered after attending a downtown gallery opening last weekend. Art had always spoken to her, vibrant, defiant, intimate, And now, without producers scripting her life or camera crews tailing her errands, she could immerse herself in things that made her soul feel expansive. As she peeled away the packaging and unrolled the print, a bold, abstract piece by a young Haitian-American artist, she felt a familiar flutter. That same flutter had stirred when she first stepped onto a soundstage at 17, when she heard her son's cry for the first time, and more recently, when she told Bravo producers that she was done. Done pretending. Done holding back. Done playing the role of the cool, collected one, while others spun chaos around her. The final diamond, Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, had not ended with a bang. It had imploded. "I'm not doing this anymore," Garcelle had said at the reunion taping, standing up mid-filming. The cameras have followed her as she yanked her microphone pack off her dress and stormed past stunned producers. Sutton's voice, pleading, echoed faintly as she left the stage. "Garcelle, don't go, please, we can talk about this." But the words fell like dry leaves. Her heart was already halfway out the door. The drama hadn't surprised her. The betrayal had. She'd expected tension with Erica. There was always tension with Erica. Kyle's subtle digs, Dorit's passive aggression, and even Jennifer's aloof charm had all become part of the rhythm. But Sutton was supposed to be different. Garcelle had defended her, comforted her, even let Sutton cry into her shoulder after a humiliating on-camera argument the year prior. But Sutton had changed, or maybe fame had simply stripped away her filters. She remembered that day vividly. They were filming at Kathy Hilton's sprawling estate. Champagne had flowed too freely, and old wounds, the kind reality television loved to exploit, were reopened. Accusations flew. When Garcelle had called out a double standard, Sutton had, shockingly, stayed silent. And silence was a choice. Soft landings and second chances. A week after the reunion aired, Garcelle turned down 3 interview requests, 5 podcast appearances, and a lucrative offer from a new docuseries that promised to go behind the scenes with former reality stars. Instead, she booked a weekend trip with her sons to Big Sur. They hiked, laughed, cooked dinner together, and on the final night, sat around a fire pit under a blanket of stars. "You're happier, Mom," Jax had said simply, toasting his marshmallow. "I am," she whispered, ruffling his curls. It had been years since she'd been still. Still enough to hear her own thoughts, still enough to watch a sunset without thinking about lighting or camera angles, or how her truth might be edited. The night before they returned home, Jade showed her his first modeling headshots. She could see it. He had it. The charisma, the lines, the confidence. "You sure about this?" she asked, searching his eyes. "Are you sure about not going back to the show?" he countered. Touché. A canvas of her own. In the weeks that followed, Garcelle threw herself into new ventures. Her phone buzzed constantly, not with gossip or drama, but opportunity. Her production company was developing 3 Lifetime original movies, including one under the Terry McMillan Presents banner. The scripts were bold, timely, messy in the best ways. She reveled in the behind-the-scenes creativity. One afternoon, she sat across from Terry McMillan herself at a quiet bistro in West Hollywood. "I want stories that aren't sanitized. Women with bite," Terry said, sipping her wine. "And you've lived that. You know how to tell it." "I'm tired of people writing for me," Garcelle replied. "I want to tell the damn story myself." Their hands clasped across the table. That night, she wrote the opening scene of a screenplay she'd been dreaming about since season 12. A Haitian-American woman navigating fame, single motherhood, and identity in a world that only saw fragments of her. It wasn't autobiographical, not entirely, but it was honest. The Gallery Girl, her Instagram feed became a tapestry of color and texture, snapshots from gallery openings, artist meetups, and museum fundraisers. She wasn't just attending, she was curating, collaborating. A partnership with the California African American Museum blossomed into a panel series called Legacy in Layers, where Black women in media and visual arts explored how their heritage shaped their storytelling. She wasn't trying to reinvent herself. She was rediscovering parts that had been buried beneath diamonds and designer labels and confessionals lit in soft focus. Sutton's Olive Branch. It was a Thursday when the handwritten note arrived. The envelope was pale lavender, embossed with Sutton Strachan's unmistakable cursive. Garcelle hesitated, then opened it. Dear G, I've been sitting with a lot. Watching the reunion back wasn't easy. I know I hurt you. I let you down when I should have had your back. I'm not asking for a redo, just a restart. When you're ready, I miss our friendship. I miss you. Love always, Sutton. She sat with the letter for a long time. Then she folded it, placed it in her journal, and didn't respond. Not yet. Forgiveness was sacred. It would come, but not before clarity. Full circle. On a warm spring morning, Garcelle stood backstage at the Essence Women in Media conference. She was set to deliver the keynote, reclaiming the narrative. As she adjusted the mic pinned to her lapel, a staffer approached. You're up in two, she whispered. Garcelle took a deep breath. Her speech wasn't polished. It wasn't perfect.